Is no shock, right? 6 problems, 3 volume, 3 density. All right, I showed you what I meant by volume on the homework. The one Max just asked, or I could also be talking about, we did number 2 yesterday with the concrete slabs there. That's also a volume type problem. And then 3 density. Density is density. I also just want to warn people that, oh, you better believe you're going to have to convert units tomorrow. But it also may not just be things we've done in class. We've done what? Feet to inches, kilograms, grams, and meters and centimeters. Could be something else we've never talked about. All right, so just be aware of that. If it's on your formula sheet or I can give it to you, it's fair game. All right, so just don't think, wait, we never did this conversion. All right, so, oh well. All right, but it's on your formula sheet or I might give it to you. So just be aware of that tomorrow. All right, 2 formulas. I won't give you, and you're responsible for surface area of a sphere. Wait a second. You just said it was 3 volume and 3 density. Why in the heck do we need to know surface area? Well, what if one of the volume problems involves surface area of a sphere, then doing something with its volume? All right. I'm telling you, don't chance it. Don't chance it. You're not going to need that formula tomorrow. 4 pi r squared. All right, 4 pi r squared, and then density we know is mass over volume. Don't forget about hemisphere. I know that's technically not on the formula sheet, but we do have to cut hemisphere in half and then add on the circle for surface area. All right, so just be aware of that as well. All good? All right, I'm going to go over a volume problem and a density problem with you out of your packet, and then I'm going to show you the slew of problems I have for you to practice, and then you're going to get after it. So let's start with number 4. And please do not think they are going to be this easy. All right. I just picked some that we could do pretty quickly, and you guys get the idea, so you can practice on your own. I don't think maybe there's a 1 on there that's this easy, but we'll see. So I have a rectangular prism, and I'm going to drill a cylinder out of it. Help me find the volume that's left. What's the leftover volume of this solid now? So I had a rectangular prism and a cylinder taken out of it. Before I calculate anything, how am I going to find the remaining volume left over? What am I going to have to do with those 2 volumes? Oh, a little help, 7. Subtract. That's all I needed. Thank you. Subtract. All right, help me find the prism's volume. Should be no issue, right? What am I going to do to find the prism? 8, little help. Thank you. How about 18, little help? Yep, base, right? Hey, off your formula sheet. Yeah, length times width times height, same thing, right? BH. All right, tell me what you're going to multiply then. Not going to get you off the hook. 13. There you go. 4 times 6, which would be the area of the base, times the height, which is 4. Good work. And we end up with 96, right? Done this 3 times, I think I should know. Cylinder, volume of a cylinder, 5. Thank you, Claire. Also, I have no sympathy tomorrow if you don't have these volume formulas right. 0 when they're staring you right on the face tomorrow. 0 sympathy for you. Pi, radius is 1. I'm interested, what's the height of the cylinder I took out? Be careful here. Which number are you going to pick? Remember, height connects the bases. What are you picking here? 14? 6, yeah. That's the height of the cylinder in there. Good work. Again, write out all the numbers if you want. I'm just going to leave mine in terms of pi here, so I don't have to write out everything. What am I here in terms of pi? 6 pi. 6 pi. And then, yep. So now the remaining. (96 minus 6 pi). I'm going to go nearest whole number here, even though there are none. Can we please pay attention to rounding directions? You guys were killing me yesterday, walking around. Rounding directions. Nearest whole number. What do you got for me? 16. How much is left? Yep, 77 cubic inches. Boom. So volume type problem right there. All right, how about density? Let's go to the old math talent show tradition. Number 7. You got 2 trophies. One's in gold, one's in silver. How much more does the gold weigh? Before you write down anything tomorrow, what are you checking? Units. What's the units on the density here? Centimeters, right? And what's the units on my trophy? Okay, can we have this discussion now? Because I didn't think it was an issue until I walked around yesterday, which was good to know that it's an issue now and not after the fact, after I grade your test tomorrow. It needs to be changed now. Do not find volume and change it. It doesn't work like that. All right. So if this were 6 meters and 18 meters, now I change it. Not after I find the volume. You do not find volume until this density and the object's units are the same. Are we good there? We're good? Change them now because you will have to change them tomorrow, I bet. All right. So let's do gold and silver. There's only one type of trophy, so the volume's going to apply to both of them. And that's pi r squared times the height. I give you both here. Watch out tomorrow. I might sneak a diameter or 2 in there. Watch it. I'm going to leave this one in terms of pi as well, so I don't have to write out the decimals. The trophy has a volume of 648 pi. Again, I am just solely doing that for time purposes today and not having to write out all the decimals. All right, now I go to density. So gold has a density of 19.32. What's the mass with a volume of 648 pi? And then over here, silver goes 10.5. What's the mass with the same volume? 648 pi. Again, I still do not want to round it all because I'm going to have to subtract these 2 masses. A lot of grams here, huh? A lot of grams. Before I finish the problem with you, how do I know this is in grams? What tells me that the mass is in grams? Go back and look at the density. That'll tell you. Also, if I had, hey, find the difference in nearest kilogram, you can do that. Don't do it at the beginning. You can do that when you find the mass. All right. Don't change masses until you actually find it. You do not need to change it before you find the volume. All right. It's just the actual units on the object you have to change. And what's my difference here now? Difference, 25 difference, and rounded correctly.
17955.
17,955, yes. Grams. One last thing I want to warn you about. Have you guys noticed the last 2 times I left my volumes in terms of pi? Just because, I didn't want to write out all the decimals. And then, okay, maybe I'm lazy. Maybe I shouldn't teach honors. Whatever. All right, but that's how I left it in terms of pi. Tomorrow, if you decide to do that, that's fine. I got no issue with that. But be careful. Let's say you find in step 1 the volume to be 30 pi. And then in step 2, however the problem's structured, you need to take that number 30 pi and let's say do 5,000 divided by 30 pi. All right, however the problem was, you decided you need to divide by 30 pi. Be careful when you put that in your calculator. All right, because if you try to put this in your calculator and use the division sign, you're not going to get the answer we're looking for. because your calculator follows order of operations. So anybody know what your calculator thinks you want it to do? 5,000 divided by just 30. And then it'll multiply that answer by pi. So how can I put it in my calculator appropriately so I do get the right answer? Okay, thank you. Use the darn fraction template I've been preaching all year, or put parentheses around that. So please watch out. I'm warning you because it may happen tomorrow. All right, if again, you don't need to worry about it if you write out all the decimals, who cares? But if you leave it in terms of pi and you need to put it in the denominator, make sure it goes in the fraction template or in parentheses in your calculator. All right? Okay, so what can you do to prepare? Go back to page 36. Look, I only gave you 7 problems in the packet. That's it. I only gave you 7. Up top on page 36, there's 6 more from the textbook. And then I also made up a Delta Math that has a slew of density problems that changes units if you're interested in that. So you got plenty of work today, and I want it locked in. Goof Troop, 2 out of 3 are here. Did you hear me? I don't need you yapping about any other things. I need you focused up. All right, 2 out of 3 is just as bad as all 3 of you here. All right, so lock in. Everybody else lock in too. You can work with people in your group. I don't care. You want to work solo. You have answers to everything. Okay, let's go. Lock it in. Don't underestimate this tomorrow, because you're only going to have one more test or quiz afterwards. And that's not going to be any easier either, because that's a Regents review one. Anything's possible on that one.